Welcome back to the show. We got so much for you to see. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $3.69 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's off by 0.2%, but Bitcoin, 98,800 plus right now, 3,600 plus for Ethereum. XRP back at the number 3 spot, 239, up 1.5 on the 24, up 17.9 on the 7-day. Look at the range of price very quickly, between 235 and 243. I'm getting excited, and we got an inauguration in another 14 days, just 2 weeks away. Oh yeah, first pro-crypto president and administration and Congress. Yeah, I couldn't be more excited. And that's why I'm excited about I Trust Capital, ladies and gentlemen. The best home for crypto, gold, silver, IRAs on the planet, bar none. You get your own back office where you have control at your fingertips. You control what's going into your portfolio. This is why I love this. And I tell you, I don't know of another place right now that you can get institutional grade custody as a retail investor like this. Make sure you click the link below and start your account with I Trust Capital. You will love it. Look at this right here. Gary Gensler resigns on January 19th, just 13 days. I'm excited. 13 days from now. Paul Atkins takes control of the SEC on the 20th. All cases will be dropped, is what Chad Steingraber believes. And I say, hey, bring it on. I'd love to see what that looks like. I remember when XRP was at the number 2 market cap spot above Ethereum before we got sued. Hey, who knows? Maybe that's even why. Then we see this. Strive Asset Management co-founder Vivek Ramaswamy files to launch a Bitcoin bond ETF. You don't say. So if you were wondering if this administration is positive about embracing crypto and making it one of the economic pillars of this presidency and administration, you need to be concerned no more. This is going down, ladies and gentlemen. This is going down. And so is this. Listen to the Commissioner Pham discussing the Global Markets Advisory Committee and the taxonomy for digital assets as the first crypto asset regulatory construct for America. And boy, are you going to love this. By the way, remember while you're listening this, XRP is a utility token, just like Stellar.
Experts there. So I'll talk about the Digital Asset Markets Subcommittee, and thank you so much for your service. Everybody contributes, volunteers their time and their resources of their firms. It's really tremendous that we have people who are still so willing, even a challenging regulatory environment, to participate, to contribute. And what we've done so far is we've done the first ever US digital asset taxonomy. And the idea behind this was because so many other countries in the world have already made these advancements in creating regulatory constructs for crypto assets. Singapore, of course, being one of the first ones, Japan as well, MiCA in Europe, but also we now have the FSB that has international standards for crypto assets. So we need to catch up in the United States. And this is really a tool to make sure that we're all speaking the same language when we're talking about digital assets. And it would help to bridge that gap between the current level of understanding in the United States and where the rest of the world was. It's a guide to help be a resource to US policymakers as we think about alignment, because these are inherently global markets. This technology is borderless. And that's the beauty of it, because it creates access at low cost, connectivity, peer-to-peer, between the furthest points on the globe. And that's miraculous. That is really a value add to public society. Some of the other work streams that I'm very excited about, they just did a recommendation on the tokenization of non-cash collateral. As people think about the efficiencies of using blockchain technology to modernize financial market infrastructure, markets, for example, 24/7 trading, right? You need a settlement asset, preferably a bearer instrument, that can move 24/7. And as we all know, the cash leg of transactions, banks, payment, sending money around the world, doesn't move in real time. So this recommendation would allow for U.S. Treasury money market funds, tokenized, to be pledged as non-cash collateral for the derivatives markets. And I think this is really going to open up institutional adoption, because if we think about blockchain technology in our traditional financial markets, I think the killer app is actually collateral management. It's kind of boring. It's really important.
You hearing what she's saying? Keep listening.
Then the other two work streams that are exciting, so we had a presentation from our utility token work stream. In a nutshell, again, around the world, there's a definition of utility tokens. People understand this is a token that provides access to goods and services. Think about rewards points for hotels, for your airlines, customer loyalty programs, fan club programs for your favorite sports team, for your favorite artist. Those are commercial activities. Those aren't stocks. Those should not be subject to regulation. A commercial marketplace like eBay or Amazon that is peer-to-peer, nobody thinks that that should be regulated like the New York Stock Exchange. So why don't we say a utility token is not a security and move on?
Boy, that's Commissioner Pham right there. Shout out to you, Commissioner Pham. I tell you something. XRP, a utility token, I think we're going to see it, and this is getting super exciting. Let's take a listen. Brad Kimes was super bullish outlook for 2025. Yeah, because if we get that designation of utility token, listen to this.
Doing what we can through philanthropic funding, partnerships with nonprofits, central banks, universities, and even the Vatican. Generally partners who are interested in finally moving the needle on financial inclusion with big, bold applications of fintech. This stuff is hugely important to our founder, Chris Larson, as mentioned, but it's also important to our board, our CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, and the entire leadership team. And we have a great swell of grassroots support within the rank and file of Ripple employees.
No doubt about it. And that's what's still to come. Utility. The real USD is setting record trading volume numbers, and it's just a few entities on the bullish platform. Now factor in all of FedNow. Now factor in the clearinghouse. Now factor in the DTCC, which settles over $2 quadrillion. How much of that do they need real USD for? Or XRP even? After we get legislation, we're about to find out. That's why I'm so excited with the inauguration coming up in just 2 weeks. We're going to kick in the first 100 days of the new administration's presidency, which is pro-crypto as one of the economic pillars. Listen to Brad Garlinghouse from a recent interview here.
Tether.
This is going to talk about Tether, and these are highlight clips from multiple different interviews with Brad Garlinghouse at conferences and elsewhere. And listen to what he's saying here, and think about the entities that I just described to you. Think about what Commissioner Pham just said. If we're going to call things that have utility tokens non-securities, if we're going to have stable coins like real USD that are highly transparent, do you think the clearinghouse, do you think the DTCC and FedNow are going to use Tether knowing these particular points?
Tether is, I'm pro Tether and an advocate. The U.S. government, I think, is less so. That may change also, but Tether has intentionally set up outside the United States, outside of kind of the long arm of the U.S. Regulator. The players in that space, particularly one called Tether, is a non-U.S. based entity, and the U.S. frankly is kind of going after that because they want this to be regulated.
Tether is an interesting. Ripple uses Tether in some of our customer payment flows, and I'm bullish. I worry a little bit, back to the transparency point. I think Tether would benefit by being even more transparent.
I doubt Tether may continue to grow, but I doubt it will have the same market share in 2 years, let's say.
In the incumbents today, you have Tether and USDC.
Let me get that up a little bit so you can hear it.
Is the primary. Look, I think I'm pro-Tether. The U.S. government is not pro-Tether. And that means that I think there may be shifts in market share. I think for Ripple.
Do I think there's been another black swan?
Of course, 100%. I just don't know exactly what it is. The only one that's going to be an interesting one to watch, and I don't even know how he calls a black swan, because I feel like black swan by definition can't really be, it's like predicted. Oh, didn't see that happening.
Yeah.
The U.S. government is going after Tether. That is clear to me. I view Tether as a very important part of the ecosystem, and I don't know how to predict
the impact that will have.
Exactly. So coming back to what I opened up and led you into, the DTC, the clearinghouse, FedNow, the Vatican, central banks from around the world, they all using Tether? Yeah, I didn't think so either. Brad Garlinghouse put this out right here yesterday. 2025 is here, and the Trump bull market is real for Ripple. This is even more personal after Gary Gensler's SEC effectively froze our business opportunities here at home for years. The optimism is obvious and very deserved. Today, listen to these numbers. 75% of Ripple's open roles are now U.S. based, while over the last 4 years, the vast majority of hires were outside the United States. We signed more U.S. deals in the last 6 weeks of 2024 since the election than the previous 6 months. Team Trump is already jump-starting innovation and job growth in the United States with Scott Bessent, David Sachs, Paul Atkins, and others at the helm, and they aren't even in office yet. Say what you want, but the Trump effect is already making crypto great again through his campaign and in the administration's day one priorities. That is exciting. The golden age of America has begun. The Trump effect on crypto is real. Let's go. Some people would say we already have a bunch of big winners in the crypto space, but we really are only going to have the winners once you really have the scaled utility. The scaled use cases that are solving real problems for customers. Brad Garlinghouse. Hey, how many times you heard us say this here on this channel? Utility is what this market has not seen at scale. Then let's start talking about who the winners are.
So I think we're early in that journey. I think there's going to be a bunch of significant winners. I mean, some people would say, well, you already have a bunch of big winners. Bitcoin's at 1.8 trillion. ETH is, 400 to 500 billion. But, we really are only going to have the winners once you really have the scaled utility, the scaled use cases that are solving real problems for customers.
That's where I'm at. And that's what I came here for. And now that we're about to take Gary Gensler's boot off of the back of the neck of this entire space, and certainly Ripple and XRP, I can't wait to see it happen. Barry C. can't either. Give him a follow. XRP to $5 soon. Then he also believes XRP to $10 by the end of February. He also believes XRP to $20 by the end of March, and then $20 to $40 by the end of April. Oh, I love where this is going. Could XRP go higher, $50 to $100 by the end of this bull run? Absolutely, he says. I would love to see these conservative prices skyrocketed through to higher highs. Me too. And as we go back to the point that was made by Brad Garlinghouse, and one we have made for years on this channel, we have yet to know who the winner in this market is, because we have yet to see true utility become a price driver in this market. But we're about to. Egrad Crypto says the Bermuda Triangle, $27 is coming. And I say with utility and legislation and what it will bring for utility in this market, let it go. Let it go. Send it. Bring it. We're ready to see it. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you on the next one.